Thanks, Deputy Speaker. And I welcome the member for Hinkler's empathy towards his community. It's just a shame that it's only come now that he's sitting on those benches opposite. I welcome the focus from those opposite to help families with cost of living. It's just a shame it's only come now you're in opposition. Because let's look at your report card when you were in government. On wages. What happened to wages when those opposite were in power? They stagnated.
Nothing.
It was a deliberate design feature of their economic strategy. How do we know? The former Minister for Finance, Mathias Cormann, told us. Well, the strategy worked. One of the few things you were able to achieve while you were in government. Wages flatlined. During the campaign, when those opposite were given an opportunity to back ordinary workers in this country, they balked. Low wages were so ingrained in their thinking that they refused to back a wage increase in line with inflation for our lowest paid workers. Aged care workers, childcare workers, cleaners, those who got us through the pandemic, those opposite wanted to deny them a $1 an hour increase. So on wages, you failed. What have we done? We passed the Secure Jobs, Better Pay bill to get wages moving. We supported an increase in minimum wage, an outcome that has helped around 2.7 million Australians. Because on this side of the House, we will back workers. We will back good wages. We know the best way to fight the cost of living is to have a good, well-paying job. On childcare, childcare is one of the biggest expenses for families with young children. What happened to childcare costs while you were in government? They climbed 41% in 8 years.
Wow.
It was taking a bigger and bigger chunk of the household budget. Some parents simply dropped out of the workforce altogether.
Shame.
Just last year, 73,000 people who wanted to work didn't look for work. Why? Because of the prohibitive costs of childcare. So, on one of the biggest expenses to household budgets, childcare costs, you failed again. What have we done? We are investing $4.5 billion in early education and care to make it more affordable and accessible to families. 96% of families will be better off because we know the best way to fight cost of living is cheaper childcare. It's good for kids, it's good for parents and it's good for the economy.
Hear, hear.
On gas and electricity, global events around the world have meant families and small businesses have had to contend with higher power prices. A war in the Ukraine, disrupted supply chains, increased international demand for gas has had an impact on energy prices. We can't control those events. So what can we control? Having one energy policy, not 22 attempts, is certainly a good start. So we can give industry the certainty they need to make long-term investments, providing government commitment and investment into renewable energy, providing support to a bill that brings households relief on their power bills. These are all things we can control to help bring down the cost of energy. These are actions that we on this side of the House are taking to help households and small businesses with power prices. But again, those opposite refuse to support it. So, on gas and electricity prices, you failed. So let's check the cost of living report card for those opposite. On wages growth, those opposite failed.
One fail.
On the cost of childcare, those opposite failed.
Second fail.
On the price of gas and electricity, what did they do? You failed again.
The third time failing.
You failed in government, you failed during the campaign, and now you're failing in opposition. Lift your game, come over, support some of these important bills that we are putting through. That's all I'm asking of you. If you care about cost of living, if you want to show empathy to your community, vote and support the bills that we are putting forward.
Hear, hear.
Member for